What's going on, everybody? Kenny Bomb is in the building. And a few weeks ago, we covered a story where Harada, the guy responsible for Tekken, expressed interest in Mortal Kombat 1's cameo system. I believe he said it was a great idea with many possibilities. Now, we know a lot of these other fighting games play around with each other a lot. We see Tekken characters in Street Fighter. We see Street Fighter characters in Tekken. I believe we've even seen Akira in some of these games, but they never come to Mortal Kombat. And apparently, the reason behind this is because these companies don't want their characters getting killed. But if I'm correct, Heihachi got killed like 10 times, and I think Bison's dead right now. But these characters always come back, so what are we doing? But the cameo system may change that whole narrative. Boon said it's likely we could even get Batman in Mortal Kombat 1 with this cameo system because you cannot perform fatalities on cameo fighters. And if DC is going to allow Batman to be in a rated M Mortal Kombat game, then the possibilities may truly be endless. So who would you like to see added as a guest cameo character in Mortal Kombat 1? I want you to give me 5 characters in the comment section from any video game franchise, not horror. We're going to do horror in another video, and I'm going to give you mine right now. But this is it. September is the finish line. This game is about to come out in just a few weeks now, and this is going to be the craziest month since this game was revealed. So make sure you smash that subscribe button because I will be on top of every update as soon as they drop. Now let's get into it.
Man, boy, they coming on.
So NRS confirmed we will be getting 5 new cameos added in Combat Pack 1, so I assume we'll be getting 5 in Combat Pack 2, Combat Pack 3, so on and so forth, but that's assuming. We could get more, we could get less, but today we're going to go with what we know. Now, the first cameo spot, who should this go to? Who do y'all think we're going to choose? If you guessed Ryu, I don't know how you got it, but you got it, or Ryu, whatever y'all want to call him. Now, I really haven't heard him say anything about this lately, but in the past, Boon has expressed interest in working with Street Fighter, but the guys at Street Fighter seem to not want to do that. They went off and played with Tekken instead. Now, you can assume that's because they don't want their characters in Mortal Kombat getting their heads knocked off, but as stated earlier, if that is the case, this would be the perfect time for us to see a Street Fighter character in Mortal Kombat with this cameo system because you can't do fatality on cameos. And I think that might be part of the reason you can't do fatalities on cameos. They could have introduced tag team fatalities here, and that would have been absolutely insane, but instead, they won't even let us touch those cameos. Except Cyrax, because he kills everybody. But I think this would actually be NRS doing Street Fighter a huge favor because for a long time, I think Street Fighter has been missing something. They found it with Street Fighter 4, made a bad decision with Street Fighter 5, and Street Fighter 6 is good, but it's missing that je ne sais quoi, as they say. So maybe throwing some of these characters in Mortal Kombat can give them the jolt they need to kind of bring them back to life, you know? We'll see. But let's get Ryu up out of here because we got to talk about this next character. And this next spot is kind of like an open slot. So you can really put whoever you want to here. But this character was so good in Injustice. I'm going to say I want to see Aquaman as a guest cameo in Mortal Kombat 1. Just throwing the trident off screen, you know, coming in there. You remember that move from Injustice 1 where he like kind of dug at your feet and lifted you up in the air? Best character in Injustice 1, if you ask me, without a doubt. I want to see Aquaman make an appearance in Mortal Kombat 1 because he was kind of a joke for a long time to me before Injustice 1, but he got my mind right when he showed up in that game. And I don't want to see the Roman Reigns, Jason Momoa Aquaman. I want to see this Caucasian, white, blonde-haired Aquaman because he was so bad in Injustice, I think he can do justice here as well. I know a lot of people would like to see Batman because he's like the face DC character, but for me, if I'm picking a character from Injustice, I want it to be Aquaman because he was my number 1, followed by Solomon Grundy. But let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Now this next one is kind of like a passion thing for me because this could have been my favorite fighting game of all time if it stuck around. If it stuck around, back in the day it was like neck and neck with Mortal Kombat, but they just fell off the map. Came back in 2013, but it's been 10 years since we got a new game. And this game needs to be revived. Every time Boon puts these Twitter polls up saying which fighting game needs to come back, this one gets the win, and I agree with it. I want to see Jago added in some capacity to Mortal Kombat 1. As a guest character would even be better to be on the main roster, but if we're not going to do that, then I would love to see Jago added as a cameo character in this game. Killer Instinct has so much potential, and Microsoft, for whatever reason, just does not realize it. I don't get it. Fighting games have made a big comeback here lately. Look at the lineup we got going right now. But Killer Instinct is not included in that lineup. So hopefully they get the ball rolling. I think they would definitely be open to letting Jago get in this game and being on PlayStation 5 as well. So I think Jago would kind of be a perfect spot for this. So hopefully they make it happen. Hopefully, you know what? Hopefully more on the base roster, but if it has to be a cameo, I'll take it. Who's next? Now this next one I would say is actually very likely. If they're going to be doing guest cameos, being that Harada said he was open and the cameo system sounded interesting to him, I think he'd be willing to let one of these Tekken fighters in the game. But if a character from Tekken was to make it in Mortal Kombat, who should it be? A lot of people might say Devil Jin. Some people might say Heihachi. Heihachi was in Soul Calibur, so he has already been pimped out. But I think they need to finally do justice to the face of Tekken. This guy's been the face of Tekken since Tekken 3, if you ask me. So I say we use Jin. I say we either use Jin or we use Devil Jin. Maybe a combination between the two. Like we got Serena and we got Demon Serena. I think you do the same character. Have Jin running in and out, or you can have Devil Jin come up shooting the laser beams from the sky. I think he would be the perfect character in here, and I think they wouldn't mind Devil Jin doing a fatality on another character. Ryu, some of these other characters we just spoke about, Ryu and Aquaman, I think they would more have those heroic brutalities again, which, whatever, it's fine. But I think Devil Jin would be one of those characters who they would be willing to allow do a fatality. Jago as well. So these two are actually perfect for Mortal Kombat, and hopefully we can see them added into this game. Now we got one left. Who should it be? Now I love Dante. I can't wait to get a Devil May Cry 6 announcement, but he's there just for that reason. He's actually not the last spot. The last spot is a bit tougher than that, because Microsoft is usually open and willing to play ball. Banjo-Kazooie being in Super Smash Bros. Is a great example of that, but Sony is not. But it's possible, because Sony did allow Kratos to be in Fortnite on the Xbox, but Kratos didn't get the last spot either, because I want to see Kratos on the main roster. But if you remember, in these most recent God of War games, Kratos had his own cameo. I think the last cameo spot should go to Atreus. I want to see Kratos added as a guest character on the main roster again, and I think they should add Atreus as his cameo. I just wish the cameo fighters had some type of interaction with the main fighters on the roster, because the fact that they just come in and out is kind of strange, especially because Netherrealm Studios, they normally do it up with these intros. They have different intros for every character pairing. So I think even if it was just the characters that made sense, let's say Sub-Zero and Frost only had interactions with each other. Let's say Liu Kang and Raiden, maybe Raiden and Kung Lao. I think the characters who have like that kind of pairing and relationship together should at least have some type of special poses or dialogue before the match starts or when the match ends. But hey, Rome wasn't built in a day. It's a process. But I think it would still be cool to see Atreus and Kratos in this game paired together as cameo and main fighter. So, Sony, let's get to that. But wait a minute. We didn't have any female characters on this list? Well, that was done by design, because I will be coming back within the next week or so to give y'all 5 female guest characters I would like to see added to Mortal Kombat 1. Now, we've never had a female guest character added in a Mortal Kombat game, and I think Mortal Kombat 1 is the perfect time to change that. Like I said, it's a process. Thank y'all for tuning into this video. Don't forget to drop a like on it and smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Bomb Squad, let's get to that.